In this video, let's talk about case sensitivity. In the early days of programming, there was a decision made about how character data should be stored and represented on a screen. Humans want to see characters like A, B, C. The computer, of course, works by numbers. So it turns out that the way they decided to design this was each character would have a numeric value. For example, a capital A has a numeric value of 65 according to the American National Standards Institute. Capital B has a value of 66, and so on. Actually, a lowercase a has a value of 97 because there's a 32 number difference between uppercase and lowercase. This is referred to often as a shift. So you've seen shifting, like shift and an A would give you uppercase A. Anyway, the deal is that from the computer's level, having a uppercase or lowercase makes an impact in some cases. Now, later on, it was realized that humans had gotten used to writing things and expecting them to work without case sensitivity. So, for example, if I type in dir for directory versus dir for directory, you could either choose to make it so that it will work or not. Microsoft decided that they would just forgive the humans and let it work whether it was uppercase or lowercase. Yes, it would be sloppy, but it would be friendly. In the Unix world, that decision went differently. If the human didn't actually pay attention and type it out as the way they wanted it, it would not work. Part of the reason is it also made it so that you didn't have to do things like, if it doesn't work one way, shift to see if it works the other way. Whatever the case may be, the fact is that in some things, case sensitivity matters, and other things, it does not. In general, if you're working with Microsoft stuff, it doesn't. If you're working with non-Microsoft stuff, it does. Python is kind of a non-Microsoft language. It certainly runs on Windows just fine, but its roots come in from the Unix kind of world. And as such, you can expect it to be case sensitive. So for example, if I type out print, it prints out just fine as long as I get the name right. Let's try another one. Print. Notice that my color coding is out of the way. That gives me a hint. It also doesn't work. It says print's not defined. Now you will get this error message a number of times in this class, and almost always the reason why you're getting this is because you misspelt it. It could be like I do all the time. It's not such a case sensitivity issue. It's just that I reverse letters. I do that all the time. It's annoying as heck. But it does, of course, work the same way if you get the letters in the right order, but you forget that it's the case on it. Case sensitivity is important in Python. Now for humans, and to tell you the truth for Python, the presentation of data, uppercase and lowercase, doesn't seem to have a whole lot of effect. But there's some other places it shows up. For example, let's say I make an if statement. If it's true that, how would we ask if it's true that A is equal to A? Well, the answer to that is yes, it is true. Let me go back here. Otherwise, I'll print out false. Well, A is indeed equal to A, and as such, it prints out true. Now, let's change this over to lowercase a. Run the same thing. And we'll see now we get false, because that is not considered the same. So case sensitivity shows up in a variety of places. It shows up in the fact that when you type out a command, if with a capital I is not the same as lowercase f, or else here, not the same as lowercase f. And of course, when you're using strings for comparison, that has an impact also. Something to watch for as we go forward. It's a simple topic, but it's something that's going to cause you a little bit of grief here and there throughout the course. Next on the list, we're taking a look at what are we looking at next? Something a little bit meatier. It is going to be talking about functions. See you there.